Okay, Cancer, let's get this balance read. Too much, not enough, just enough. First card, too much, Knight of Cups, Cancer. Not enough, Ace of Swords. Just enough, Queen of Cups. Looks like you're holding back the intensity of the love that you have. You're not being very clear. You are coming in with very small insinuations. The communication that you're coming off with is more flirty, more charming, just playful energy, but you're not being very direct about how you feel. And the reason why I'm getting this emotional energy from it is because you got just enough Queen of Cups. This is a very loving energy, a very sweet energy. You have a lot of love for someone, and you're not making it known. You're not making it clear how you really feel. You're trying to keep it on the low. You're trying to make it seem like it's not that much of a big deal. It's not something to, get too excited about when you really are excited. And you might also be questioning why things aren't moving forward with someone. And the reason why I'm getting love, because I'm just seeing love here. So if it's not about a romantic relationship, it's someone that you care about and you want them to understand how you really feel about something, but it's not getting through to them, and you're wondering why, because you might be a bit inconsistent with the way that you communicate, or you might be saying things to them that don't really portray how you truly feel deep inside. So they're just taking it and they're keeping it moving because they're probably used to hearing, just passerbys saying little flirty things or being charming or, just having cute little banter with people. But you're not getting clear and letting them know clearly how you feel and the intensity of how you feel. So nothing's happening. So the only way to make this happen, the only way to make this move forward is to be clear, communicate, be blunt and honest. Like this Ace of Swords is like just telling the truth, keeping it matter of fact, laying it all out on the table, exposing your heart, pouring it all out, whether it's writing a letter, sending an email, text message, but it would be better to communicate verbally and in person with someone. All right, Cancer? Okay, Leo, let's do this perfect balance read. We're going to start off with too much, Hierophant, not enough, Fool, makes a lot of sense, right? Just enough, Five of Wands. All right. Ten of Swords at the bottom. Everything is fine. Too much tradition. Trying to stick to the way things always have been. Trying to stick with things from the past. It could be an outdated marriage, outdated family dynamic, outdated religious viewpoints, spiritual viewpoints, the way you think things should be, and that is causing a lot of stagnant energy in your life. It might also be causing a lot of conflict with other people. It's just time to start fresh. It's just not enough brand new risk-taking, happy, joyful, starting fresh energy. It's time to go off in a new direction, start from zero, start from ground zero, pack light, move in a direction that you've never been before, go down a path that might seem a bit risky, but it's something that speaks to your heart. It's time to get away from what you know, because what you know is wrought with a lot of conflict, competition, petty behavior. It's not even the good type of competition, the kind that makes you stronger and makes you better at what you do. It's the kind that distracts you from your path and distracts you from your journey. There might be a whole lot of unnecessary arguments and getting into it with people who only want to see you react and respond. When Leos get upset, they roar. This is the lion in them. So sometimes people like to hear that lion's roar. I used to live in a place in Florida where there were lions right around the corner, and in the middle of the night, when they roared, you could feel the vibration through the floor. And it's something that's beautiful. But for you as a person to roar means that you are being triggered, and anger is taking over, that's being low vibrational, is something that is not helping you, it's not pushing you forward to where you need to go, it's holding you back, it's keeping you from focusing on what's important. And I feel like something that you're used to, something that you're always around, like a family unit, a relationship, whatever it is, it just keeps you upset, it keeps you angry, and it's feeding someone else's energy. So it's time to move forward and get away from whatever is triggering you to lose your temper or become angry. Okay, Leo, my bad, Leo. Talk to you later. Okay, Pisces, let's get into this perfect balance reading. First card out is too much. 7 of Swords. Whoa. Okay, not enough. 6 of Pentacles. And just enough. Ace of Wands. Not looking good, Pisces. I can't sugarcoat this one. It's just got to be pretty blunt about it. Too much for it to be in your too much position. The 7 of Swords. This is deceit. This is escapism, which is a trait of Pisces. When they're in a low vibration, they want to run away. This could be taking from someone, but what I'm getting from this is you're just not being honest with someone or yourself. Running away from a situation, trying to escape the responsibility of being honest or sharing your emotions or sharing what you think, or just not wanting to take accountability or responsibility in general. Just running. Not enough 6 of Pentacles. So once again, this is about giving. This is about sharing, having an equal give and take between you and another person. So there might be something that you share a responsibility on with another individual, and you're kind of just escaping the scene and deciding not to take your part to hold your end of the bargain with the situation. And just enough Ace of Wands is more so like you're focusing more on self, focusing more on what you want individually. There might be something new that you want to start or a new direction that you want to take, and that will require you escaping your responsibilities, deciding not to partake in some type of agreement that you've had with someone, or to help with something that you said you would help with, or do something you said you would do. 6 of Pentacles is all about working together, someone giving, someone receiving, and then vice versa. So there's not enough of that. It's not enough compromise in a situation, and it's more so you with this Ace of Wands just doing what it is you want to do and going after what you want to go after. But because the 7 of Swords is here, it's like this is not the right thing to do. This is deceptive. Once again, this is escapism. You're being elusive. And then the Magician here with the Devil. Yeah, it's not a lot of good energy here. It might be a lot of manipulation. Someone else might be manipulating you. Your addictions, your lower vibrations might be taking control over you, or it might be your lower vibrations and your addictions might be what's causing you to escape, run away, your shadow. So yeah, Pisces. Okay, Sagittarius, let's get into the perfect balance reading. Our first card out is too much. Tower. Not enough. King of Pentacles. Just enough. 9 of Cups. Ace of Cups, the bottom of the deck. Too much chaos and destruction. Right now, I feel like you are allowing things to rattle your emotions. You are allowing things to make you worry. You might be worried too much about things falling apart and your life changing, and kind of paranoid about unexpected things happening to you. Just worrying too much and having not enough stability of your mind, not having enough faith in your abilities and the experience that you have had through life. You already know that you're capable of handling anything. You already know that you have the backing of your spirit team, but for some reason you're just a little worried about things happening out of nowhere, out of the blue, something catching you off guard. You have just enough 9 of Cups, so you have everything you want. You you've seen your wishes come true. You've seen miracles. You've seen things happen in the past that prove to you that everything always is all right. But right now you're just worrying too much. You're not having enough faith in yourself. You're not having enough faith in miracles, in spiritual things that you believe in. And it might just be because your emotions are just out of whack right now. Something has you emotionally imbalanced. Something has you feeling like you want to cry, or feeling like you don't know what's going to happen. And that's what's causing you to see the rest of the world. It might be a relationship or an emotional situation that's causing you to view the rest of the world, the rest of your life, through these lenses, through a lens of betrayal or abandonment or just pain in general. And this is what might be the reason that you're feeling this right now. So in order to get that view out of your eyesight, it's time to come to terms with how you feel about a situation. And if it's causing you to feel imbalanced, you got to let it go. If it's causing you to feel emotionally unstable, you have to let it go. It's something that is really affecting the rest of your life. It's not just affecting your heart. It's not just affecting your emotions. It's affecting your mental, your physical. And you know everything is going to be okay. But some type of emotional situation has you all up in arms, Sagittarius. So you got to let that go. Okay, Scorpio. Let's get this perfect balance read out for you. The first card is too much. 8 of Cups. Think Virgo had this card. Not enough. Death. And just enough. The Star. Okay. So at first I thought, and then we have the World at the bottom of the deck. So this is like definite endings. At first I thought it was going to go in the direction of Virgo, because Virgo had 8 of Cups in the same position. And it was like, you know, really get closure. Well, it's pretty much the same. But with this, Virgo had, I don't know why I'm talking about Virgo, but it was more so about grieving and grieving the loss of it. For you, this is about deading it officially, letting it become something else, allowing an ending to transmute into a new beginning, whether it's somewhere else or within the same situation. For you, Scorpio, I feel like there's too much walking away in the instance that you're looking back and you know that it's always going to be there and it stays there. There's not enough closure in the situation. It's kind of leaving something open-ended, or an unfinished chapter, unfinished book with a bookmark there, something that you plan on coming back to, or even if you don't plan on it, you will eventually come back to it. In this instance, you're not having enough final endings. Scorpio, it's time for you to walk away from things for good and not look back. The Death card is about endings, complete and total endings, and brand new beginnings. So whatever you're walking away from right now, make sure it's the last time you walk away from it. You don't want it to still be lingering in the background, the thoughts of it, the emotions from it. That's what the 8 of Cups is. As this person walks away, the cups are still there and they're still in frame, so they can still be seen. Allow this to be a part of your distant past and allow it to be a permanent ending. The Star card here is just enough. So you have the intention to rebuild. You do want to restart something. You do want to pour into yourself and build something where something was taken away. But you can't rebuild in a spot where there's still debris. So you have to clear the debris away, clear away the thoughts and the emotions of the situation that has been destroyed, so that you can rebuild. It's time for closure. With this World card, it's time for closure, and put distance between you and whatever you're ending officially, Scorpio. Okay, Aries, let's get into this reading. We're doing a balance read. 3 cards. Too much, not enough, just enough. First card, too much. 7 of Cups. Procrastinating, overanalyzing, trying to figure out what path to take, what to choose. Way too many options. Feeling like you have too many options. Not enough. King of Wands. Not enough confidence in your decision. Just enough. Two of Swords. Yes, you had enough waiting, enough procrastination, enough indecision, enough denial. Now, you are taking precaution. You are being cautious, and that is advised, but you're kind of getting to the point where it's just a little too much caution turning into procrastination, too much hesitancy. You feel like you have way too many options when you really don't. You need to narrow down your options, write down pros and cons lists, write down the more realistic things that you think could possibly happen in the future, or whatever it is you're choosing from. You're just not confident enough. You're not taking the lead. You're not being aggressive enough, which is wild for Aries because that's your energy. But you might need to really become more solid on what it is that you want, who you are, what you're passionate about, what speaks to your heart, like what really matters to you and what gets you going, what motivates you, what inspires you. You might be seeing a lot of options all over the place because of the fact that other people want some of your energy, but some of these things might be superficial. Some of these things might be based on income, what you can provide, what benefits others. But what you need to be focusing on right now is what speaks to your heart, what inspires you, what motivates you, what gets you going, what makes you happy, what makes you feel alive, what makes you want to live. I have no clue what the options are, so it's hard for me to pinpoint that. But all in all, what you need to be worried about is the things that matter most to you when it comes to the options that you have and the choices that you're making. It's okay to take time to figure out what path to take. That's cool. But at this point, it's becoming a little overkill. It's starting to waste your time, and it's starting to make the options that really do matter and the things that you really want time sensitive, and you might miss out on something that could really make you happy. All right, Aries. Okay, Virgo, let's get into this perfect balance read. We're going to start off with too much. Eight of Cups. All right, walking away. For it to be in a too much position, you might just be feeling just giving up too easily on things, walking away from things because you might be in a pity party energy. I don't want to make anyone upset, but you might just be feeling sorry for yourself, and you're just like walking away from situations. Not enough. Five of Cups. You're not ending things properly. You're not looking at the truth or the reality of a situation before you walk away. And just enough. Ace of Wands. So yeah, I feel like you're leaving things prematurely and not getting closure, which will only cause you to have to go back to it. Like if it's not closed out, it's going to rear its ugly head all over again at another time, and you'll have to deal with it at some point. Even if you don't have to deal with something or someone directly, you have to deal with it emotionally within yourself. Be honest with yourself about how you really feel about it, leaving your life. Grieve it properly. The grieving process, it takes a lot. It takes time. It takes you being present and allowing yourself to grieve and admitting that you are grieving. Walking away in this Eight of Cups energy, and for it to be in such imbalance, it means that you're ignoring how you feel about it. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to come to terms with how you feel about this leaving your life, or you leaving this situation behind. Just enough is the Ace of Wands. So you have opportunities, you have new beginnings, you have things that you want to start, and that's apparent, and you know that, but it might be a bit difficult to get these things started or to maintain balance within these things if there are a lot of unresolved emotions within you when you start these new ventures. So these cards are advising you, Spirit is advising you to really face the grief, face how you really feel about something ending. Feel those emotions, move through those emotions, and don't just walk away from things without closure with yourself, Virgo. Okay, Capricorn, let's do this perfect balance read. Perfect balance for Capricorn. Let's look at the first card, which is too much. King of Swords, same as Scorpio. Not enough. Eight of Swords. Just enough. Ten of Swords. Interesting. Very interesting. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, like Sag. Too much King of Swords, not enough Eight of Swords. So you might be communicating too much, saying too much, not thinking before you speak, or not holding back. You might be initiating conversations too much, and this might be something you're moving out of, but it's time to hold back. It's time to think, keep your thoughts to yourself, and stop just letting everything come out and blurting out whatever it is that you feel. Just enough Ten of Swords. So that's the reason why I say you might be coming out of this energy, because you're deading the situations where you're initiating conversations, you're trying to communicate, you're trying to start dialogue, and you might not be getting any reciprocity. The Eight of Swords is calling for you to just think about what you want to say first, or think about what it is that you are saying. Think about what you're communicating. Think about the motive behind your communications. Whatever it is that you're saying, hold it in, keep it in. Usually the Eight of Swords is not a great card. It's mental imprisonment, but it looks like recently you haven't been going within mentally lately. It's kind of just been all put out there, just saying whatever comes to mind, communicating with just about anyone, not really having any discretion about who you tell what to. So this is a time where it's best to kind of keep your thoughts to yourself, keep your feelings to yourself, and just ruminate on them and keep them within. The things that are coming to an end need to come to an end. The things that have ended recently need to end and have reached an expiration point. So, this is just a time for you, Capricorn, just to go within, meditate, kind of shut down your thoughts. Even if you are thinking a lot and you aren't speaking to other people, just shut it down, quiet your mind. Just listen to your spirit, listen to source, get downloads through meditation, Capricorn. Okay, Taurus, let's get this 3-card reading. We're going to do balance reading this time. Too much, not enough, just enough. Too much Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Not enough Nine of Pentacles. Oh, might be offering too many chances or too much of yourself, giving away too much of yourself right now. Just enough Ten of Pentacles. Well, it's all about the Pentacles, which makes sense for Taurus. But you have enough money, you have enough time, you have enough energy, which is probably the reason why you feel like you can give of it so freely. But you might have a lot of people wanting your energy, wanting your time, wanting help financially, whatever that is, and it's time to pull that back. Or you might find out that or come to a point where you don't have what you need, or you're lacking in your own independence or your own solitude and ability to operate on your own as an individual. Giving is kind of creating bonds with other people, whether it's time, energy, or money. Whatever it is that you're giving out is creating a bond with other people, and then that adds more weight to you. And right now you should be focusing more on your independence. You should be focusing more on self-love, self-care, learning more about yourself, taking the time to go within and figure out what it is that you want for your future. I feel like you're gaining a lot of stability right now. You're accumulating a lot. You're taking in a lot. You're following your dreams and your passions, and there is a payback coming from that. But as fast as it comes in is as fast as it goes out. So right now you need to be focusing on whether or not what you're giving is really necessary. Now, once again, it's not just about money. It could be about money, but it could also be about your time. Like, a lot of people are calling for your attention and your time, and wanting to vent to you and wanting to hear from you and just wanting to be around you, which makes sense because Taurus is like amazing. But it's this season right now, especially with it being Leo season. Leo is about the sun. It's about you. It's about yourself. And right now it's time for you to focus more on yourself, whether that's your own money, your own time, your own energy. That's where you need to be focused. All right, Taurus. Okay, Aquarius. Let's do your perfect balance reading. First card, too much. First card, too much. Four of Swords. Too much thinking, too much rest. Overthinking. Not enough. Ace of Wands, not enough doing. Just enough. Patience. All right. So this is pretty cut and dry. We got the Five of Swords here, so there might be a lot of defeat, deceit, petty behavior, but let's just look at the cards on the table. Four of Swords being in your too much position is like you're just ruminating on something, thinking about doing something but not doing it, thinking about saying something but not saying it. And for it to be the Swords, it's more than likely something that needs to be said in order for something to be done. With the Wands card, this is action. So communication is being held back. You're really going over what to say, how to say it, what not to say, what you could have said, what you should have said, all of these things, but nothing is being done. In this card, you see this guy. He's just laying here looking at the ceiling. And usually this card, when it's in a good position, it's healing. You're healing from heartbreak, rehabilitating, recovering from some type of injury or illness. But in this card, you're probably taking too much time to recover from something that happened, or thinking about it too much. Whatever happened, whatever hurt you, is just going over what could have been said, what could have been done, and not really taking action. It looks like there's something you want to start. There's a new beginning you want, an opportunity you want to offer or take up from someone else, but it's not happening. Ace of Wands being in a not enough action, not enough initiation, not enough following your passion, your desire. What it is you desire, you're not going after it, you're just thinking about it. In the just enough card, you got the Temperance. So, you have just enough patience, obviously. If you're laying there thinking about it, you're definitely patient enough. But, enough of that too. You have had enough of that. You've had enough of waiting and going back and forth within yourself and trying to find just the right amount of emotion to give, just the right amount to hold back. Like, basically, Aquarius, you're just overthinking whatever situation this is. You're overthinking it, and it's time to take some action. Okay, Libra, let's get into this perfect balance reading. First card out is too much. Nine of Wands. Not enough. The Devil. Just enough. Three of Pentacles. This is very interesting. For the too much position, we got the Nine of Wands. So you are probably a little bit paranoid, or you're just afraid to do something again, to go on some venture or path that you've traveled way too many times. It's something that's calling for you to try again, something that you've done over and over again, a conversation you've had, a partnership you've taken a part of, working with a group of people you've already worked with. Whatever it is, it's something that you've done and you've been hurt and you've won. You've come out on top in the situation every time, but it's left you bruised and wounded from the battle. And you're like, do I really want to do this again? Do I want to talk about this again? Do I want to have this conversation? Do I want to go through this? But not enough. The Devil. So it might be that you're not looking too much into your own shadow. You're not really taking into account how you can change the outcome, how you can change your actions, your viewpoint, your behavior in order to change the outcome of the situation. Even though you've come out on top before, it doesn't mean that you were faultless in the situation. So you're really being called to take a look in the mirror and really do some shadow work and dig deep into why possibly you're afraid to do this again. What does this trigger within you? Why is it coming back? Why is it resurfacing in your life? There is a reason for this to happen, so it's not for nothing. Maybe you can avoid having to do this again if you take that time to do the shadow work and work on whatever this is trying to teach you. The Three of Pentacles and Just Enough is this probably has something to do with working with others. And you might be able, of course, you're Libra, you're about partnership. You don't have a problem working with others, but there might be a certain individual that triggers you when you work with them. So this is probably the reason why this is happening, is teaching you a lesson on the type of people that may trigger you and why they do. This person might be the type of person that you don't want to work with, and you have to question why you don't want to work with this person. What do they make you feel on the inside? And what are you afraid of when it comes to moving forward with people like this, Libra? Okay, Gemini, let's do this perfect balance read. The first card we're going to look at is Too Much. Four of Cups. That's a lot of displeasure, boredom. You're displeased with something that's happening. You don't want what's being offered to you, what's being given to you. Not enough. Six of Cups. Connecting with people that you've known for a while. This will bring you happiness. I think whatever you've been dealing with lately has pulled you away from family, friends, friendships from the past, people that you can rely on and depend on. Just Enough. Eight of Wands. So you definitely do communicate what you want and what you expect, but at the bottom of the deck is Judgment. So a decision has to be made and stuck to. You say what you expect, but you don't set the boundaries to the point where once what you expect doesn't come, you make the decision that you said you would make if you didn't get what you wanted. So it looks like you're not getting what you wanted in a situation, or you're unhappy with what you're being offered or what you are getting in something. You don't want it. You feel like it's the same old song and dance. Heard it all before. But once again, it's because you're not really enjoying the rest of your life, like the children around you, the people around you. You're putting too much focus on something that's not making you happy. It's time to turn your attention towards the things that do make you happy and have proven to make you happy in the past. It's something that has always been a source of happiness for you. Your family, your friends, the people around you. They might feel neglected because your attention has gone so much into something that's making you feel down and uncomfortable and bored, stagnant. It's not getting anywhere. You feel like with this Eight of Wands, you're the only entity within this collaboration or situation that is making any movement, that's doing anything, that's moving forward. And whatever you're getting in return is not moving in the direction that you wanted to move in. Judgment and the Nine of Wands. So you have to decide to stop accepting something. You have to make a decision, make a judgment call. In order for you to get out of this energy, you have to take control, regain control. But mainly, just stop focusing on it, because something from your past is calling to you. Even if it's a past love, whatever it is, it's something that has always made you happy, and you're not paying attention to it because you're paying attention to something else.